What a beautiful presentation, Doctor.
Kaiseki, a Japanese art form that honors the taste and aesthetic of what we eat.
Well, I almost feel guilty about eating it.
I never feel guilty eating anything.
I'm Michael from Pop Spectrum, and I'm back to discuss the second season of what has evolved into the best show currently on television, Hannibal. Let's get one thing straight. I'm aware that Hannibal is not the most popular show on TV. After a mixture of critical acclaim and intense disgust, the show clawed its way into a second serving of therapy and manipulation in what is undoubtedly still the darkest drama within the small screen landscape. Look, it wasn't as if the ratings suddenly jumped through the roof. This has been, and probably will always continue to be, a bubble show. And that may mean that Bryan Fuller won't get his 6 seasons that he has planned if NBC pulls the plug, though another network such as Showtime or Netflix could always pick it up if that were to happen. Oh, and speaking of NBC, I need to correct a statement I made in my last review about their lack of compelling dramas, because Parenthood and Friday Night Lights are both great. Now, while the fan base may not have grown as much as I had hoped, the quality certainly did.
Are you a killer, Will?
After successfully silencing the skeptics and Anthony Hopkins' purists that Mads Mikkelsen could satisfyingly portray the spawn of Thomas Harris's twisted mind, they pulled the rug out from under the audience.
Is this who you really are?
I am who I've always been. Scales have just fallen from my eyes. I can see you now.
And had Hugh Dancy's Will figure out who Hannibal was, and then be subsequently framed for all of Hannibal's crimes. So what this ultimately results in is a direct role reversal, with Will being the one behind bars instead of Hannibal. Only now, his mind is clear of the encephalitis that kept him blind to the truth. Even though no one believes him, this is a far more decisive and confident Will than we've ever seen.
I'm going to remember, Dr. Lecter. And when I do, there will be a reckoning.
During all of this, Hannibal continues to waltz amongst the FBI, smelling the fresh air and feeling more in control than ever.
He is the devil, Mr. Grant. He is smoke.
If you think you're about to catch Hannibal, that's because he wants you to think that. Don't fool yourself into thinking he's not in control of what's happening.
I'm sorry. I took that from you.
And yet, he still shows human shades of loss and regret, further defining a far more human interpretation of this villain than any other incarnation of the character ever managed to achieve. Meanwhile, the returning supporting cast continues to knock it out of the park. Lawrence Fishburne and Etienne Park have the most compelling arcs of the season. Laura Jean Chorostecki and Eddie Izzard continue to slither through their scenes with style, and Raul Esparza gets some great material around halfway through the season as Dr. Chilton. Though, if there's one shortcoming in the returning characters this year, it's definitely Caroline DeVernus' Alana Bloom, who almost manages to take Will's place as Hannibal's tool of manipulation this year. But it's a small part of the season, and no real fault of the actress's performance. And it's a little disappointing that Gillian Anderson's role as Hannibal's psychiatrist was so sparse due to her role in The Fall, but I don't think that'll be a problem anymore. However, it's Michael Pitt who leaves the biggest impression this year as Mason Verger, who looks like he's having a ball in just about every scene he's in.
I'm good at checking Dr. Lecter. I never blink. Just send me the bill. I'm so sorry.
He's just got this amazing cackle and a way of delivering lines that makes him a scene stealer for just about every scene he's in. I mean, come on. This guy drinks the tears of children. Seriously!
Have a chocolate.
His sister, Margot Verger, played by Catherine Isabel, is pretty great too. She's got a bit of a strangeness to her, but I don't want to say much more than that right now. And if it feels like I've been a little sparse on plot discussion in this review, that's not unintentional. If you haven't seen this season yet, I want your viewing experience to be as fresh as the food that Hannibal prepares in the episodes that encompass it. However, for those of you who would like to see more, feel free to check out the spoiler discussion that I will have a link to at the end of this review. Overall though, this is a show that continues to dabble in horrifying, beautiful, and bizarre imagery that always catches my attention and continues to up the ante on what was already captivating television. Because of this, I give it my absolutely highest recommendation of 5 pops out of... Wait a minute! I don't think they realize where it's coming from, and I give it my absolute highest recommendation of 5 pops out of 5. But it improved! The stakes were raised, the tableaus were more grandiose, the endgame was absolutely fantastic, and the performances were killer. How could I have known at the time of that review that this show was capable of so much more?
Got me.
Well, I guess I'll have to give it 6 pops? Yeah, well, I'm sticking to it. Feel free to leave your own thoughts in the comments below, because I'm Michael from Pop Spectrum, and I'm signing off.